Jacqui.
I must say, that sounds way too good to be true.
Well, it isn't. It is actually, it is actually better than what you just said there, because it just doesn't make your calls for free. You actually make money out of your calls as well.
Okay, well, please explain this to us, because we're dying to know.
Technology was sort of started 3 years ago, where they came across the VoIP system, like we know in Skype. The guys developed a codec that actually gets your calls on your phone. Further development of that went into Mobi, which you can use a 10-year-old WAP-enabled phone to make the same functionality as our new smartphones, which is something that no one else have done before. And looking at Africa, a lot of these people don't have smartphones, but by using the technology that we have now, they can do internet banking, they can pay people wherever they go, they can store information on their phones like a CV, which a lot of these people can't have. They don't have access to faxes or that technology. So when they have this on their phone, they could actually send email or fax it to a possible job interview that they want to get to. So which changes the complexity of what they have and what they can now suddenly do. But for us as Staunch, it's one of the things that we believe in, upliftment of the African people. Being Africa, we're all of the continent, and if we can help to raise people's income in a monthly basis by spending what they are spending on an everyday site, by spending what the vendors they are spending and making calls, because cell phones today, everyone has got a cell phone. It's the latest technology. They say that more people enter the internet space via cell phone than on normal computers.
Because there's almost 100% penetration on cell phones rather than internet.
Exactly.
With the broadband issues.
And with satellites and with the internet being available and countries going Wi-Fi, these guys have got suddenly access. And with our system, they can make calls free to members. So whoever have the application on their phone, it's a free download. You only need a code and a password to activate it. But then you can make calls free between members if you're in a Wi-Fi zone anywhere in the world. But by offering this opportunity to other people, you are making money out of it.
That was my next question, is what is in it for you guys? What is your revenue stream? If you're saying it's for free, you know, from contact person to contact person, do you have to then pay a subscription amount? How does it work exactly?
It's a one-off subscription fee that the client pays for life. So he gets this number and it's for life.
So you don't pay a contract fee every month?
Nothing. There's nothing like that. There is a small data cost, obviously, if you phone a member that's not on the Staunch network, because we have our own service all across the world. We don't work through third-party service. Therefore, we can control the call, and therefore we can give it for free. If you phone out of network, making a call to another cell phone user that doesn't have the application or to a landline, there's a very small data cost that you have, which means we don't make voice calls, we make data calls at a very reduced rate.
But now how do you bypass the big networks?
The networks 2 weeks ago acknowledged that this is the future of calling. And even the bigger companies have acknowledged that is where it's going to go. Staunch got involved very early in this process. Developed the technology, paid a lot of money to get all the applications in place, and we can do it. But we know that in the next 8 months to 12 months to a year, a lot of other people will do it. MTN and Vodacom, two of the bigger guys, have already publicly announced that this is the future of technology and of calls. Telkom themselves said that within 3 years, all calls will be VoIP calls.
So you just talked about the upliftment into Africa. When will this be rolled out?
We are busy with negotiations in Sub-Sahara with very key people, introducing us into different government situations, telecom ministers and financial ministers, and through them we will go down their system into the rural areas and into the places in the normal trade of business. But we're more focused on the upliftment side of it, where we go to the rural side, because if a person has got the application on his phone and he's got a harvest of tomatoes, for instance, he can now make a call to which market he has to go to sell his product. So predetermining a price, which previously he couldn't do. And that is what we believe is the upliftment in this. Nokia made the statement a year ago saying that in India we have given people a face and we've given them a voice by putting their phones at that price. So we believe with what we bring to the table, we're not a service provider, therefore we don't compete with service provider. We run on the backbone of a service provider.
So if I'm a person in a rural area, what do I need? I need a mobile phone
Yep.
Or mobile device and the application.
Application.
Does the application cost me anything?
The application is free. It's just the username or the number that you have to get.
The once-off registration.
The once-off registration fee that you have to get. And linked to that with the Mobi system that we have where they can do payments, there is a small fee for that a month. And I say small, it's like R5 for that per month. But that gives them full internet access. It gives them banking platform. It gives him all the rest of the stuff. So as a guy in a rural area, that's really what you need. And by offering the Mobi system and the full-blown debit card, because unbankable people, which we in South Africa say is unbankable, is suddenly bankable through our system because we do a very soft FICA on them and they are bankable. So they can do any transaction that you can do with your MasterCard as well.
What's this going to mean for cellular industries going forward?
It's going to change. It's going to change the way they think. It's going to change the way they're going to approach the market and the people within the market. And for all of us in Africa, cheaper calls.
Can't wait for that. Douw, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having us on the show.